I just realise how lucky I am to be so loved by my family. It's just unbelievably overwhelming. And my friends too. I just never expected all of that yesterday. And I'm not crying out of sadness, I'm crying out of being overwhelmed and happy. I've just met my two favourite guys on this party. They're so yummy, so lovely. But guess what? They're both getting married in the next couple of months. But hey ho, I'm not going to give up because there's plenty more fish in the sea.
7 years ago, she made the decision to end a 41-year marriage. According to her, there wasn't one dramatic event that led to the separation. She simply felt it was time for a different chapter. She documented nearly every step of that journey online, from embracing her new lifestyle to sharing updates about dating and the changes that followed. Today, we'll follow her story in the same order she shared it, watching how her life unfolded and where that path eventually led.
I'm 69 and I left my husband 7 years ago. I was fed up with being part of the furniture. I wanted to have a proper life again. Everyone got the shock of their lives when I left. My friends couldn't believe it. Most of all, my ex couldn't believe it. He never thought I'd leave. I mean, I didn't wish him any harm. I didn't have an unhappy marriage. I just wanted a bit more excitement in my life. And I was gonna get it before I was 70. And I've only got 6 months to go. People stay in a relationship far too long when it's no good. And I can tell you something, when you are absolutely feeling like this is the end of the line, be brave, take a leap and just go, and you will never look back. Don't stay if you're not happy, because everyone deserves to be happy.
Just 6 months before turning 70, she decided to begin a completely new chapter. Rather than slowing down, she was determined to embrace a different life and see what the future had to offer. But as time went on, her own updates showed that starting over later in life brought challenges she hadn't fully expected. Her journey became less about the excitement of a fresh start and more about adjusting to a new reality.
A lot of you were wondering why I left my husband when I said I wasn't in an unhappy marriage. Well, we didn't fight, there was no violence or anything like that, but I didn't feel I was living my life to the full. I didn't like living in the countryside when I'm really a city person. He was a good lover most of my life, but I still wanted a new adventure. There was a big age gap. Maybe that had something to do with it. We weren't on the same page anymore. There are many reasons people could decide that they've had enough. Many reasons. But I knew that it was time for me to leave. I've been thinking about it for many years. I wanted my children to be away at university. I didn't want to leave them when they were very young. But then I enjoyed my life when my children were there. I think it was when they left, it made me realize there was nothing left to stay for. So all these reasons are why I decided to leave. And I didn't leave with a huge settlement. I didn't leave with, I didn't take anything from my husband actually. But we're still friends. And we speak on the phone every week because we have children and grandchildren together. And we are very civilized. And there's nothing wrong with that. So a lot of people said, why didn't I work it out before I walked out? But it wasn't as easy as that. And I had thought about it for a long time and there was nothing to work out. I knew I couldn't change anything. I tried, but not in a way that was unreasonable. I just knew I was ready to leave. And I haven't, this is not an advertisement for people to get divorced just because I walked out. I mean, everyone has a different story. Everyone has a different path. And it's amazing how you can still have fun and enjoy yourself when you have actually let go of all that tension that this uneasiness brings when you know it's not what you want anymore. So that's part 2 of my story. I'm just giving people the encouragement and the confidence to actually think twice about the rest of your life, because there's always an alternative. and there's always a new way to live. What I've learned is it's never too late to start again.
She describes spending more than 4 decades in the marriage before deciding it was time to move on. Looking back, she says the decision wasn't sudden. It had been on her mind for years. According to her own account, she waited until her children were grown before ending the relationship. By the time the separation happened, she felt she had already emotionally moved on. Her story suggests that the marriage had been changing long before it officially ended, making the final decision the result of a process rather than a single moment.
I'm 69, and this is me in my 30s, in a bikini on the Barrier Reef. I now don't mind wearing a bikini, even though I'm much older and actually more body confident than I was then. I didn't even think I looked good then. I actually don't care anymore. And I can sit on a beach, I can sit in the gardens, I can sit in the park in my bikini, and I don't give a damn because I feel good in myself. And why shouldn't I sit in a bikini? Some people say I should wear a swimming costume, but I don't feel comfortable in a swimming costume. So, what the hell? Here I am, at this age, enjoying life, ready for Love Island in my 70s. And who knows who I'll meet on my next beach holiday. I would like to say to all those ladies out there who don't dare wear a bikini or feel they're too old to wear a bikini, why don't you just do it? Why should you feel ashamed of yourself? It's just how you are now, and no one's going to like you any less for it. And if you embrace it, you will enjoy being who you are today. And that's what counts.
She even talks about applying for a popular dating reality show in her 70s, showing that she's still hopeful about finding a new relationship. Her videos suggest she's eager to start a fresh chapter and meet someone new. However, as her journey continues, she also admits that finding the right connection hasn't been as easy as she expected. Her story reflects the challenges of beginning again later in life, where optimism often meets the reality that meaningful relationships can't always be rushed.
I'm 69 and I'm dating. The one thing that 19-year-olds and 69-year-olds have in common, that the men we're dating are still assholes! Oh, they are indeed assholes!
She laughs about the situation, but beneath the humor, there's also a sense of reflection. Sometimes people use jokes to make difficult experiences easier to talk about. As her story continues, the light-hearted moments begin to fade, and she starts speaking more openly about the challenges of dating and starting over later in life. That's where the emotional side of her journey becomes much more noticeable.
With you, and I sometimes think, what is wrong with me? But in the end, I think, no, it's them. It's not me. No one makes any effort. And finding people on dating apps is probably such a fake way of meeting people. We're just looking at a picture. We're not looking at a personality. So how do you really know who you're meeting, where they're from? Doesn't work. For me, it doesn't work. And I'm thinking, will I ever find anyone? Sometimes I really want to give up and I have to push myself, say, no, don't give up. Just keep looking, because when you least expect it is when you're probably going to find it.
This becomes one of the most emotional moments in her story. After years of sharing her journey, she finally asks herself a difficult question. What went wrong? It's a moment of honest self-reflection that stands out from her earlier videos. Instead of focusing on what she hoped to find, she's now trying to understand the path that brought her here. Her experience also raises a broader question for viewers. When people believe a major life change will automatically bring happiness, the outcome isn't always what they expected. Sometimes the answers only come after the decision has already been made. As the timeline continues, her next chapter reveals where that journey ultimately leads.
I'm 71, and the wonderful thing about having children is they become your friends if you're lucky enough. I had my children probably older than some, so I was nearly 40 when I had my youngest son. And now we are the best of friends, so much so that we travelled around Southeast Asia for 7.5 months. And of course I relied on him a lot to be my travel guide, to book the restaurants. Now I'm back in the UK. I feel I should be more independent, but I still keep asking him to do things for me. And some of my friends think I shouldn't. But why not? I mean, I'm only going to be here once, and if he's my tech support for the rest of my life, so what? And when he doesn't want to do it, he makes it known. I can remember once when we were actually on the beach in Vietnam, and he put a little sign up and said, "The tech support is closed for 2 hours," and I quite respect that.
As the story comes to a close, another unexpected dynamic appears. During months of traveling together, her son begins setting clear personal boundaries, even asking for time and space to himself. That moment highlights how family roles can sometimes change after major life events. When one relationship ends, emotional support often shifts to someone else, creating new challenges for everyone involved. It also raises an interesting question for viewers. Where should the balance be between supporting a parent and maintaining healthy personal boundaries? Different people will answer that differently. Looking back at her entire journey, it's clear that while many parts of her life changed, the search for companionship and stability remained the same. Her story is a reminder that starting a new chapter doesn't always solve every challenge. It often brings a different set of lessons.